We will put in that little bit of, we will see, and it's funny because the first thing I picked up was a laugh, so it'll literally be like,
Dude, I'm just like, I'm surprised you did not realize I wasn't recording at first.
I always click that button, I forgot. Anyway, welcome back to a brand new episode of Busted Musket Productions and Amazing. And similar to the show we're watching today, we're under new management. Yep, it's that shady guy in the corner of Lewis's apartment with the $6 million watch. He's going to help us become a bigger company and, our stocks dropped.
Oh, damn, I thought you were referring to the moss in my bathroom.
Oh, God. I thought I thought every businessman was a parasite that grows on the walls.
Wait, is moss a parasite? I thought it was just annoying.
I thought it was too. Wait, moss?
Yeah, just moss. You know, like that green stuff that just grows on like rocks and shit.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's funny, since I was taking marine biology, I was learning about like hostile species, and apparently there's like a kelp that like somehow got into North America, and they had to like poison an entire lake just to keep it from spreading. So like even to this day, the lake is like unlivable.
Dude, that's not a parasite. That's an invasive species.
There we go. Yeah, invasive species. I said hostile species.
Hostile. No, it is. I mean, it's out competing everything here.
Oh, okay. So anyway, well, you know what? I'm trying to think. Because we'll save that for after. I'll leave those here so you can have time to read them. But
Alright.
But yeah. So,
shit, I haven't read a physical manga in a while.
How a while are we talking?
Well, I haven't read since I transferred. Because the last I've read was the Overlord series and then the Terraformer series as well.
So were you still like in high school? GCC. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not too bad. You transferred like last year.
No, but like not like when I transferred. I mean like getting close to transferring to like probably like the beginning of last year. That's the last time I picked up a manga.
Okay. When you said a while, I thought you were talking about my friend's girlfriend. Who has not picked up a physical manga since she was in middle school. And given she's like your age, but still, that's fucking a long time ago. Man, I remember when I hung out with a friend that I met from GCC a few months ago, and she was like, how come you just don't read the stuff you can't find online? And like, because I like the feel, she didn't even let me finish. I'm like, because I like the feeling of, oh yeah, those people. I'm like, what's wrong with that? I like the feeling of a nice crisp manga in my hand.
I like the feeling too, but whenever I can't wait for like something to get released in North America, I'm too impatient. I just like read it off like online.
Yeah, or if the manga goes on for too long, like Terraformers, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna have to read this online.
Right?
I don't want to have a Naruto shelf.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man.
Here's my bookshelf. Why is there only one book series that was supposed to be for all of my manga? That's why I'm glad that Dorohito ended by 23, because even that was even getting to the point where I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to stop buying the physicals.
Oh, you bought all the volumes?
Yeah, I'm just one away from 23.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ben already finished the series because he read them online, but I'm just like, nope, I gotta wait for that crisp feeling.
Damn, I still have to finish that series.
Yeah, I want to do that, but given how long it was, I was wondering if we would have to do it like
Monogatari style?
Yeah. Like we would either do it in multiple parts, or maybe come back to do 3 or 4 volumes, take a break. After a few weeks, we come back, do another 3 or 4 volumes. Like, I don't know. But I really do want to talk about that, but let's hope it blows up. First of all, we still need to figure out who's animating the anime, because that's going to be everything.
I know, right?
Studio D! Fuck, it's going to be shit!
Hey man, it's either Studio D and like, hey, it could be worse. It could be Studio Pierrot. We could just get a repeat of Tokyo Ghoul again, where like the first season was like, and then the second one's like, what? An alternate universe ending? Bullshit.
I don't care if this was what the original creator wanted. There's a reason why he didn't go with it.
Exactly. Pretty much. Ooh, I'll be back when we charge my tablet.
But yeah, Tokyo Ghoul, which also which also Tokyo Ghoul has been in my mind for like a good while this week. Because of the release of Battle Angel Alita, I was thinking, I want everyone to know that this is the first good American adaptation of an anime, but it's not the first good anime adaptation.
Right?
Yeah, because that's what everyone's saying. This is like the best anime adaptation movie ever, and now here I am just like poking at my Blu-ray copy of Tokyo Ghoul, like, because I'm like technically 4 volumes in Alita, because like the deluxe is like 2 volumes in one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm like 2 volumes in on Alita, and I'm just like, oh, they jumped so many chapters just so they can introduce Motorball in the first movie.
Yeah.
Because that is not even hinted at in the first 2 volumes, but you know, Motorball really was like the best part in that movie. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway, it's like Tokyo Ghoul.
Here I am in my corner, just like, has no one watched the Rurouni Kenshin live action series?
I still need to watch those, but I keep hearing people like, yeah, those are amazing.
Those are, dude, the specs and everything.
Yep. Blade of the Immortal, which actually did a really rare job of cramming in every aspect of the manga.
Oh shit.
But shifting it around to make it just one cohesive story.
Yeah.
Like basically all of the villains who had their own little story were pulled into like a evil gang, and that's how they did it in the movie.
My favorite adaptation was Train to Busan.
What was that? What was that an adaptation of?
No, I'm just kidding. That was like the zombie movie. That was a zombie movie that was made in Korea.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know, dude. I fucking love that movie. There's what is it? They keep saying by the creators, but it's just done by the same studio. But there's another South Korean movie called like Rampant, where it's in ancient Korea.
Ooh.
And it's a zombie, you know, like flat out zombie stuff. But then Netflix released a K-drama called Kingdom, mm-hmm. which is almost the exact same plot, but a lot better.
Ah.
It's really, like, and people really should check that show out, because freaking zombies and swordplay is awesome. But like, Rampant did that thing that bothered me, where for no reason, one guy gets bitten, but instead of turning into like a zombie, he just gains like the strength of the zombies.
Oh, like Kabanari of the Iron Fortress, or like, what was that one manga? I think it was like, it was like the Fortress one. What's it called? Something Fortress. But it's this one where like they're in prison and everything, and like these guys. It's a manga series where like these guys are in prison, and like the prisoners are the only ones surviving right now. Like a zombie apocalypse that hit Tokyo.
I want to Japan. That.
Fuck, what was it called? It was like Fortress. It's like Fortress of the Apocalypse. I think that's what it was called. I need to double check.
But yeah, like I don't mind an intelligent zombie. I just don't like it when where there's no real reason to why the person is the way they are. Mm-hmm. Like there was this video I saw. No, there was this audio drama I saw, the very first audio drama I have ever heard.
Oh, got it right, yeah. Fortress of the Apocalypse.
Did that get printed anywhere?
I'm pretty sure. I read this when I was in high school.
Oh man, that means it's gonna be hard to find. But yeah, it's an audio drama called We're Alive, and that one, they have an intelligent zombie, but they kind of explain that if you are an intelligent person in life, mm-hmm. then when you die, you're just a slightly smarter zombie.
Yeah.
So the main villain in the series was like an evil scientist who discovered the zombie pathogen, released it, got infected, and since he was supposed to be like what's that guy's name who died in the wheelchair?
Oh, Stephen Hawking?
Yeah, so he was supposed to be Stephen Hawking level genius, so when he turned into a zombie, he wasn't talking or anything, but he was just like giving orders to zombies.
Like the architects from like Resident Evil.
Yeah, and what is it? He could mimic just a little bit mimic some speech. So there's the part where they go into a hallway and they're like, "Hey, what's that guy out there?" And it's like, that looks like Jeff's closing. "Hey, are you okay?" Jeff." It's like, yeah, see, he's okay. Oh, fuck, no, he's not. But yeah, anyway, back to the show.
Yeah.
So anyway, we are talking, this week is Lewis's pick. So Lewis, go ahead and explain what we are talking about.
Let me pull out the song.
Oops, I forgot.
But yeah, today was pretty much a pick that I picked that went under the radar for quite a while, and if it weren't for freaking my YouTube recommendations, I would have never discovered this show. But today we're going to be talking about Classroom Crisis.
Yes, which do not get excited. It is not battle anything. It's not an action-oriented show, but the concept and idea of it is very interesting that it will probably grab you.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
No MS Paint opening. Now he's joking.
MS Paint open. Nah, this is before Funimation got into the whole thing.
Yeah. I saw an MS Paint opening for Shield Hero, but like they didn't even use the music. It was just like people making the sound effects.
Oh.
Like.
Dude, Shield Hero, those two have some like awesome openings with rapping in.
Yeah, they do.
The Japanese rap and everything.
Oh my god, I love the full song of Dororo where one of the guys just starts singing like a girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are all men. Yeah.
Sorry, Dostero.
Sorry, Classroom Crisis, we are overshadowing your opening.
I know. Hey, for me, like the opening for me, again, kind of reminiscent of 2015 because it just reminds. You know what this reminds me of? This every time I hear this opening, it's like, damn, this sounds like an isekai opening.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm just waiting for someone to start falling from the sky for no reason, or like a person standing in that ocean with the clouds on top.
Right. I mean, it's possible because, like, hey, this has to do with engineering and everything, and they are flying rockets in space.
Yep, and there's a girl who gets in so many deadly crashes with barely any damage on her.
Mm-hmm. But then later on, she gets afraid of it.
Yeah. Oh my god, horrifically. Anime, stop using cute lollies to make me feel bad for a character.
Oh shit, that's right, they're high schoolers.
Yeah, well no, mainly talking about, because there's that scene where they show how she was almost gonna die in a meteor field when she was a little girl.
Yeah.
So you just see this cute little girl in a spacesuit crying and like, stop using that to manipulate me.
But yeah, so Classroom Crisis. So this is a show that actually started in summer of 2015. And the whole concept behind this whole thing, this whole school, like as we were talking about earlier, about like getting a new boss and everything.
Yeah.
Is that this show is pretty much set in the future where, like, humans have colonized Mars and everything, so it's foreshadowing Elon Musk.
That completely flew over my head until like episode 10. I'm like, wait, this was on Mars the whole time?
Yes.
I was expecting this to be like it hit me like a Twilight Zone twist where I'm like, oh god, that's impossible. Here's a dumbass who didn't bother listening to the opening monologue of the series.
Yeah.
Trapped in the Twilight Zone. Shut up! I wasn't paying attention. Okay, sorry. Go back.
Oh my god, that's funny. You didn't even pay attention to the opening monologue.
It flew over my head.
I think probably what caught you off guard was when they were explaining the rocket engine.
Mm-hmm. See, I got everything with the rocket engine, like the two best friends who made the company, but then somehow everyone from the genius side of the company disappeared, so the business side of the company was taking over.
The Shinomiyas and the Kiryus, I remember their family names.
Yeah.
So, like we were mentioning, oh fuck, I lost my train of thought for a second there.
Oh, we were talking about like space travel and how they colonize Mars.
There we go. So yeah, they've already colonized Mars and everything, and pretty much everything behind here is pretty much this one company called, what was their name again?
Oh fuck, I just remember ATEC.
ATEC's the school, the classroom. I really remember, I forgot the company name as well. But it's normally this big company that Pretty much for the longest while, its main business was in the rocket industry, which is making rocket engines and pretty much releasing them to the public.
Like this is the company that has fully created the space station.
Yep, it's pretty much the SpaceX of anime.
Yeah, there you go, SpaceX.
And recently, pretty much this company has been struggling financially in the rocket market. So they've been pretty much trying to expand it onto other areas of the services and everything just to survive. Hence, losing like the idea, their core ideals of what it is to be an engineer. And one of the most special things about this is that this is actually kind of like interesting. It's the fact that they
Kirishina Group. It's
Kirishina.
basically the two names.
Kirishina. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So go.
Oh, it's the two. I never thought about that. Okay, no, I'm not the one who wasn't paying attention to that. When I heard Kirishina, I was like, that's random as hell, but okay.
Yeah, because I think it was the Kiryus and the Shinimiyas.
Shinomiyas.
Yeah, Shinomiyas.
Yeah.
Okay, so go.
Well, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then pretty much, so the school, one of the things that the company does is that they actually hire high school students who are working in their company-owned schools to actually, work in their sectors. And for us, the focus of this story focuses on one classroom called ATEC, which is pretty much, like the Advanced Technologies Development Center, where they pretty much develop the engines there.
Yeah.
And engineer whatever the company needs so they can make profits. One of which goes with the rocket engine races that they hold.
Yeah. Kind of bummed out they never tapped into that, but again, by episode 10, there are bigger things going on.
Dude, episode 1 already started off with like a what the fuck's going on already.
Yeah, episode 1 opens up with like a freaking hostage situation where they have like a person tied up and bagged, and they're like, what was it? It was a bunch of pissed off union workers, right?
It was miners.
Yeah. It was miners who were like, well, we kidnapped the son of the boss and we're gonna freaking milk him for everything we got, and we see a bunch of like tuxedo heads in another room talking about like, oh, this is a crisis, but then there's like one guy in there that's like, don't worry about it.
He's like, we'll do what we do best. Just hide this under the rug and then not let this go public.
Dude, it was whoever wrote that show had it out for like big corporations, because literally everything was hide this under the rug. Oh my god, your brother got kidnapped by your other psychotic brother. Quick, sweep it under the rug. How did you get that security footage? I thought I wiped everything out.
Right.
And then it's just like, when that thing crashes, make sure you collect all of the technology on it. What about the body? No? You're not going to talk about the body? Okay.
I know, man, dude. And then, holy shit, man, the family feud there. Woo, you can definitely tell there's bad blood between the two families now.
Yeah, but even, like not only was it... No, because originally it was one thing, but then when they give you the whole thing where it's like, yeah, you have nothing to do with this game from the very beginning, and it's just like, oh shit, that's even worse.
I know.
So what was it? Yeah, so it opens up with this hostage situation, and then we go into like a classroom full of
high schoolers.
Yeah, high schoolers. So at the beginning, it's 4 guys? No, 3 guys? 4, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to say 5'2", but he doesn't technically count.
Oh, teacher? Seta?
No, Seta. Nagisa, I don't
Nagisa.
Really, Nagisa, I don't really count.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
And that's the funny thing, we don't know his real name.
Oh, yeah!
They never mention his real name.
Yeah, that's true. Like, he had to take the name of Nagisa because they needed to make them think that the original one was gone.
Yep, and they only mention his family name, but not his first name. That's about it.
Yeah, but they still end up calling him by that.
Yep.
So, they, what was it again? Right, so we, how about you take it? I find this really hard to, like, describe.
Mm-hmm. So, pretty much, like, the hostage situation happens, companies, like, wondering what they're gonna do, and the brother right now, who's a Kiryu, which is from the other family, the business side of the family,
yes,
doesn't really want this to go public and everything, and more importantly, again, there's that bad blood between the two brothers.
Yeah.
So he wants to keep this on the hush, if anything. Meanwhile, when they show us back at ATEC, I believe if anything, they found out in the company news that one of their own got captured, if anything, and they're pretty much trying to figure out how to like help out or anything, or how to rescue them, how to rescue the chief if anything.
Yeah. And at the time, they had just created a prototype of their newest rocket, the X-2, which is supposed to be the most superior spacecraft on the planet as of right now.
More efficient. Got a 3% efficiency compared to the X1.
Yeah. 3%'s everything in the business world.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what is it? One of the main characters in here that they'll be focusing on a lot is Sera
Kaito.
Kaito, thank you. I was about to say Mizuki, and I'm like, no, that's a little
That's the little sister.
Yeah, so Sera Kaito, who's just like he finds out about the
kidnapping.
The kidnapping by like one of his friends, the last chief, there we go.
Yeah.
Like, the current chief of the company is like, yeah, they want me to not say anything, and it's like, and the whole time he's like giving them the download of how they should go about this. He's like, wait, I have an idea to save them. So he goes to this classroom of children who have all helped build the X2 engine, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna rescue him. We're gonna pull some money together so we can get him back. But then because Kaito originally wanted the ship to be piloted by him, so he can handle the situation, but then another student in the class by the name of Evis, don't think she has a last fake name at least.
I don't remember it. I think he gave her a fake name, but I just don't remember it.
Me neither. I think it was one of those cases where it sounded very similar to her last name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Evis, who is very much that
the ace pilot of the she's pretty much the ace pilot of the class and the one who tests out their like prototype rockets and everything.
Yeah, she's also super reckless.
Mm-hmm.
But like she's also one of those other characters where she's kind of a blank slate. She clings on to a character and always has that blank look on her face all the time.
Oh man, dude, she was so clingy to Mizuki.
I know.
Which is why it made me laugh so much when that ship sank.
Yeah, when they.
Dude, when people find out that the Yuri ship sank, I was laughing.
Oh, dude. I thought this was, when you told, because originally we were supposed to do this on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But like, when you told me it was a love story and I looked at the poster for the show, Kiryu's not on that poster at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, so this is a Yuri romance. I can get behind that. Wait, what's this other guy? Shit. God damn it, you're right, the Yuri boat sank. And with the way the show ends...
Dude, I know. The way it ended, I was like, God, it's turning into a harm.
No!
But a small one.
Yeah, it's just the two girl. I don't need every goddamn girl in that class to go after him.
I know, dude. Oh. Dude, I think for me, like, my favorite girl from that show, my favorite girl from there was, was one of the programming engineers. You know, the one with the lips?
Yeah.
The one with like the more luscious lips compared to the other ones?
Oh.
She was my favorite.
But yeah, so she goes off and takes the rocket.
Yeah.
And ends up messing it up. You know, she already destroys an engine by like scraping it against some debris. And then she has to make a crash landing because, again, it's a prototype, so the landing gear isn't working.
Yep.
So she makes a crash landing, goes in, and, like, just sees this young dude in a business suit standing like, oh, it's you. Why did you come here? I have everything under control. Because at that time, he's basically like, look, I'm not his son. This is who I am. And they pick up his card and all have this look of, oh shit.
Yeah.
So he put out the fire himself and is just like, so you guys destroyed like 10 billion?
Around.
Yeah, around like 10 billion of the company's money trying to do a rescue mission that I already had controlled. And they ask him like, okay, who are you? And it's like, oh, well, I'm the new chief of your department, and also I'm the new transfer student.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Because they were talking how they're getting a new transfer student as well.
Yeah, that's what they were all excited about, and then it's just like, yeah, he's your boss, and he's a dick bag.
Yeah, because the thing about Nagisa is that all of his life, he's pretty much worked about like getting results of anything, especially in the business world as well.
Yeah.
So like that's how he's like gotten like really high into the company and everything. Is that he was pretty much a gifted businessman. So he's like pretty much they like tell stories of like him like raising like getting like economic bringing up the economy of like certain places that were doing so good, or making certain companies that were down in the dumps be competitive in the market and everything.
Yeah.
So like you hear all these stories about like how he successfully was, and like how those stories were pretty much what got him to like the position he is today. And at first, this is where we pretty much see like the whole plot of the story for like the majority of the time. His whole deal of like why he got assigned to ATEC is pretty much he's the one who's supposed to be disbanding the group.
Yeah. But he needs to crush every hope of them trying to roam around it.
Mm-hmm.
But like one of the big things that happens is he pulls away all funding. Even brings in like his what was she? Well, I know she was accounting, but she was also like a type of secretary too, right?
She pretty much was secretary and everything. And then she was like in the financial department as well, so she's a genius like that.
Yeah.
Damn, I think she goes by the name of Angelica, but her real name is Hattori.
Yeah. Hattori Hanako, and she comes in and like takes away ATEC's personal facility because again it's another way for them to cut costs, and literally throws them in a garage that was where the very first like space vehicle was ever made. But it's all beaten down. They don't have any equipment because the equipment they need for the recent engine they didn't have back in the day.
Yeah.
So there was that part where Kaito ended up joining the union, and they're like, fuck, we can't have him join the union because he's making the Ozora company look good, the clan look good. We can't have the Ozora group win, so we have to kick him out. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna make him executive of the ATEC, and then what they didn't realize what happened after that was, you gave him enough financial power that he was able to go under your nose.
I know.
And get the 500 million they needed for all of the supplies.
I know. And pretty much like the beginning of the show and everything as well, like after that very dramatic opening for a first episode and everything, you just get to see like this pretty much like this financial battle between Nagisa and Kaito and everything.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Kaito is that he's pretty much the genius engineer of their generation, and he's the one who's pioneering the new engines for the X2 and everything.
Yeah.
And trying to get results for it as well.
Yeah, and until, not gonna say anything yet, but their big plan is they want to dismantle ATEC, but they want to keep him on board because if they lose him and he goes to another company, then they're gonna be screwed.
Yeah, because again, he's pretty much a genius and everything. He's the only one who's keeping this company ahead in terms of rocket technology as well.
Yeah.
And again, as well, when it got once ATEC lost his classroom and everything, you get a little bit of drama with the classroom at first because most of them decide to leave. Because at that point, remember, when they're working in ATEC, they're actually getting paid for what they're doing as well.
Yeah, this is a class that I think is like 10 students, and they lose like half of them.
Yep.
Yeah. So what were you saying?
No, that's exactly what I was gonna say as well.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like they lose half of them as well, only because again of the financial thing, like what's going on financially with the classroom and just what's gonna happen as well. Because in 2 months' time, the classroom has pretty much the classroom only has 2 months' time to not only produce results, but also gives the company a reason as to why they should still be kept in terms of like in the company of anything.
Yeah, because again. That whole rocket fiasco they had in the beginning of the series was everything that the Kiryus wanted to happen, because it really did show how needlessly destructive they were with, billions of dollars. So they're like, yeah, that was all we need to shut you guys down, but we can't do it quite yet because again they can join the union and then all this headaches are going to come up for them. So they do need to find a way to cut costs, and every time there's the thing that was getting me for the most part is every time what's his name? Kiryu would
What,
like.
the older brother?
Yeah. Oh no. Him. The Nagisa.
Nagisa.
Yeah. Every time he would bring in an obstacle, there was always something that they were able to exploit, and we do see that Nagisa's older brother. I forget his name, but the really crazy one that was beating the shit out of him.
Yep.
He was giving him, I'm being told that we need to disband this, and like, we're giving you all the right tools, but at the same time, they seem to be worming around you in the process. Like, you need to get this done and stuff. And, you learn as the show goes on that he's kind of doing that on purpose.
Yeah, because even though it is his objective to destroy A-Tech, if anything, the whole thing with Nagisa is that, and then you'll see later on in like the later episodes as well, the reason why he does a lot of this, like why he's motivated and everything, is purely for revenge.
Yeah, because we find out that he's a bastard. And for anyone who doesn't watch Game of Thrones, because thankfully that show made that term very noticeable for other people. But a bastard is basically a love child. It's a child that was made outside of marriage. So it's like, if two people are married and they have a kid, but then it turns out the husband had a son with another woman, then he'd be considered a bastard. And that's what happened. It was, Nagisa was the lover, was the child of a lover that her dad had.
Yeah.
And after something happened to his mother, they had to bring him into the company, and the second oldest brother did not like him at all.
Nope. Just the family in general just didn't like him.
Yeah.
But the whole reason behind why they brought Nagisa into the company was just pure political power.
Yep.
Because again, the one thing that brought again the company was the Shinomiyas, which were the ones behind the whole rocket invention and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they explained this in the episode later on. I'm not gonna say what episode it is because we're gonna have to get to that soon.
Yeah.
But later in the episode, the reason why they brought brought Nagisa is pretty much to have control of the Shinomiya part of the company.
Yeah.
So with Nagisa under their arm, under the thumb, pretty much they had control of the whole. That's pretty much what allowed them to take over the whole company.
Yeah. Yeah. They just it's all a power play with them. That's all they wanted for it. That's all they needed for him. So the whole play is basically, yeah, we can treat him like shit, but at the same time we need to make sure that we keep him in line and he doesn't do anything crazy, which, as we see from episode to episode, he is doing something behind their back.
Yeah.
He's what is it? Well, okay, so there's one thing I didn't get because the show got a little too businessy for me. There was that whole thing with the
Orozora?
The Orozora party where he helped he convinced one person from the opposing side to join them.
The union.
To join the union. And how is that hurting them if that guy was against the union to begin with?
Because pretty much, this is like, for me, I'm kind of glad I picked that up as well. So the guy that you're talking about is Fujibayashi. And that guy pretty much, he was a commissioner pretty much for like trades, commerce, and then pretty much everything that had to that the company loved him for. Now the reason why they saw that as a major loss is because initially Fujibayashi was the pawn of the older brother, the president of the company, the current president.
Oh.
So he used them pretty much Fujibayashi to make sure to lower trade restrictions, pass legislation that would benefit the company and everything. But since he lost that pawn and now Fujibayashi was under Nagisa, that was pretty much his trump card that he was going to use against the company, because he's somebody who's really influential, can call in favors, pass legislation that could pretty much affect the company's prospects in terms of not only the rocket industry, but all the other industries they were trying to expand with as well. I think they were doing insurance at one point too.
Basically, the oldest brother at one point in the series explains how it was all 5 cards he needed, and 3 out of those 5 cards were all business and different departments he needed. He just needed his little brother to hold the Shinomiya name, and then he needed someone else to hold, the rights.
Yeah. And then pretty much that move that Nagisa made, pretty much trying to like just at all times trying to keep something in the back of his pocket so he had an upper hand in case of like an emergency or like because the whole idea for him is that he wanted to get up to the point where he got to like an executive chair in like the shareholders.
Yeah.
So that he could begin like he can begin his revolution if anything. Well, not a revolution, but more like a takeover again.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, an extremely, extremely hostile takeover.
Yep.
Like we're talking about if this plan worked, there would have been a bunch of assassination attempts from or accidents aimed directly at him.
Yeah.
Like this was going to be. This was flat out like corporate espionage that was going on right now. Like, God, there was so many. Like, I'm just like, if this show ever did get a second season, I would just expect the entire second season to be nothing but assassination attempts.
There's like nothing but like corporate foul play and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, if anything, if you find the business parts too difficult, why don't you talk about like what's happening in the school life, and then like I'll explain like what's going on in like because remember a lot of these events happen simultaneously, like the school festival and everything, like coincided with pretty much like what was going on when Nagisa was planning the company takeover and stuff like that.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, so basically one of the big things that happened, because mainly what we're seeing for the first couple of episodes are the kids becoming acquainted with the idea of having
Their classroom taken away and just making do with what they have.
So they got all this stuff back, but one of the more lighthearted things that happened is they realized, yeah, the exchange student may be kind of an asshole, but if there's one thing they enjoy having over him is that he's completely educationally challenged.
Well, not educationally challenged, it's just not a specialty. Because the thing about ATEC, they're all engineers and rocket scientists.
Yeah, like you need to... They already know this stuff, so they're like pro-level tests that they're taking. So they're not teaching you anything, they already expect you to know this stuff. So when he's taking all of these, exams, he's not doing well on them because he's not familiar with the idea.
That, and he's also working more like 24/7 as well.
Yeah, like one of the things, this happened before, but there was that episode where they went to the beach, because of course there needs to be one. But the entire time they're on the senior trip, he's typing away at a computer, and the computer and tablet he was using both get destroyed, and we find out, oh yeah, this entire thing he was doing was going to close a $5 billion yen deal.
Yep.
And if he doesn't do it within the next hour, then they're gonna lose 5 billion yen. So yeah, that's one of the many things that happened. So he again was in another one of those situations, but he's tough, he's determined, so he's like, okay, I know it's already nighttime, but I gotta say this, I can take the retake tomorrow, no matter what. And just because we haven't been talking enough about them, we do have him interacting with one of the other students, Mizuki Seta.
Oh my gosh, dude, since day one, she's been friendly to him, man.
Just like super friendly.
Because like, just looking at like Mizuki and everything, like, you can tell like this is like one of the girls who's like a social butterfly.
Yeah. Just like her talking, and the design alone of her is really cute, and if a person like that were to go and talk to you, you would want to just open up with them.
Dude, it's funny because in the YouTube comments they're like, dude, the face does not match the body. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Are they talking about this face?
Oh my god, it looks like a smile from real life.
Right? But I'm gonna put this on the video at one point, but yeah, I love that photo because it's such a creepy looking face, and it says, I've been trained by my brother, right?
Dude, holy shit, man, she's more strict than Seta.
She really is, but
And Kaito. Seta's the family name.
Yeah, it'll be like, which one?
Which one?
But yeah, she's and she is, but I don't get that either.
What?
She has an innocent face, but like a lewd body, I guess.
Because like a lot of people are like, dude, her face looks like that of a lolly.
Oh, you know what's a good example then? The nurse in Irregular at Magic High School.
Oh yeah.
Because she has a flat out hentai body.
Dude, she does, but like her face and eyebrows are like, dude, you have like that innocent look about you.
Yeah, like that body does not fit you at all, but yeah, okay, I get that term now.
But hey, If anything, her height more than makes up for it because she is short.
That is true.
Dude, that woman has a voluptuous body, and the way she dresses up too, it's like you think she's doing it intentionally, but she's actually not.
Yeah, like what is it? Like her battle espionage body is just like a tight leather suit.
Yeah.
So we're talking about regular Magic High School, not Classroom Crisis.
Although Hattori is a ninja. Well, that's what I'm assuming now. I'm assuming she should come from a family of ninjas because she's like,
yeah,
she fucking has kunais under her.
Yeah, she has a bunch of kunais, and she, at one point, there is a hostile takeover.
Oh, when they were in the private jet.
Yeah, when they were in the private jet, and she does have to basically fight off like 4 dudes in a closed cabin without, making sure that they shoot out the windows.
In space!
In space! But yeah, Mizuki basically does make friends, and it's actually the first time we've seen him open up in a way that, we haven't seen him open up before, where he gives her the entire backstory of who he is, and the episode before then, we had a hot spring incident.
Oh.
And yeah, they have the big, oh, you saw me naked, oh, you saw me naked. But she also notices that he has what looks like torn,
scars on his back.
Yeah, scar tissue on his back. And she asked him about that, and it's basically like, yeah, every time my brother moved up in the world, he would take it out on me. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But...
And then... Dude, the whole interaction with him and Mizuki is like, you can tell at some points he was trying to actively push her away with telling her just what kind of upbringing he had.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to say stuff that will be okay, now can you please leave me alone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like, I think that covered all of the subjects, and he looks at her hoping that she'd leave, but sees that she's crying and feels huge amounts of sympathy towards him. Mm-hmm. Because why wouldn't you? That's so fucked up. But yeah, we do see that they finally did build a friendship, and they don't really communicate much past that point.
But if anything, they kind of it gets to a point where they're playfully teasing each other, if anything. But not teasing as in the sexual way, but teasing as in making fun of each other's personalities and stuff.
Yeah, and at one point his accountant. Angelica, I forgot, but yeah,
Angelina, and then Hattori.
Yeah, she even points out how he's become more likable because he's coming out of his shell and he's helping with the school festival.
And more importantly, he's actually enjoying himself for the first time in quite a while.
Yeah, cracking a lot of smiles.
Cause holy shit, man, that guy does not smile for the first couple episodes.
No, he definitely had that the snafu thing going on.
Oh, with Hikigaya?
Yeah.
Up to 8 man.
Where the guy has constant shit face, that constant someone shedded smell on his face.
Yeah.
But yeah, the character really does kind of grow on you no matter how much you may have despised him, because I know a few comments were man, I never liked this guy, even when the show wanted me to. And I'm I have a feeling you just didn't like the show.
And dude, you know what's funny though? Because you know how over time he was starting to open up, but then he wanted to continue with this corporate takeover. When people started seeing Nagisa was actually starting to get a little bit more more sensitive and actually opening up, I almost started to laugh because this was I think towards the second and third quarters of the over of the show. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people were man, Nagisa, you better not back up from this right now. You've already committed way too far.
Yeah.
That's what made me laugh so much because at that point you already start saying because again when you talk about how he was opening up and everything, he starts saying about he starts talking about revenge and how revenge is only for fools.
Yeah. And
a lot of people in the audience start thinking this wait, so is Nagisa gonna back off from what he's been doing this whole time? But luckily enough he doesn't.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He just becomes a little bit more conscious about it, if anything, just how it's impacting the others.
Yeah, when he makes a move, he makes sure it doesn't directly affect A-Tech, because some of the moves he did initially were genuinely taking things away that A-Tech needed. Pulling Kaita away from the union, basically almost guaranteed they weren't going to get any money. But again, he didn't want one person Kaito was making one guy in the Ozora family look too good, and that wasn't a part of his plan. So, so he needed to pull him away from that. So and we do see that at one point, power gets taken away from his second oldest brother.
Yep.
Who, goes crazy from that point on.
But that was so satisfying when he finally brought his brother down.
Yeah.
When he made his move.
Yeah. Oh, the oldest brother?
No, the second brother.
What happened there?
Cause that's pretty much when remember how his brother was telling him how to defeat the guy from the Ozora party?
Oh yeah.
Because this was actually during this election, they were afraid that the guys from Ozora were gonna win. Cause again, the guy who met with Kaito, he had a lot of publicity and everything, and he was pretty much the favorite to get elected for the prime minister. So what Nagisa does, and this is pretty much what shocked everybody, including Kaito Sera, was that this is what we were talking about earlier. It's when he got Fujibayashi to go pretty much join the Ozora party.
Yeah.
And then pretty much take over the union.
Oh.
And that's where that move comes in again, because not only does it puts Fujibayashi under Nagisa's thumb. Because remember, Nagisa told him that what if I told you there was a way where you could for sure get guaranteed an election.
Oh.
And then the second part, now that Fujibayashi is the main star of the Ozora party, it pretty much overshadows the other guy that was the favorite in the first place. So he pretty much did what his brothers told him to, which was to get rid of the other guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see then. Alright. God damn it. See, this is one of the reasons probably why it took me so long to get into this show. I'm just too illiterate for it.
Too illiterate? Well, hey, none of us... I'm just gonna put this out there. None of us are literate when it comes to politics, okay? There's literally so many things that can go right and wrong. There's no such thing as politically correct. It's either you either understand it or you don't.
Yeah, even though we are 100% certain that we do have an antichrist for the president, that is the one thing we are politically certain of.
Wait, are you talking about the show or real life?
I'm talking about real life.
Because it applies to both.
Yeah, it does.
It does apply to the president of the president of the company, and
our president. Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Our president who's treating some country like a company.
Yeah, who was able to convert two Nigerians to beat up a TV star.
Oh shit!
Have you heard of that?
That's true.
Yeah, but you heard that it's fake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was staged. But yeah, man, dude, I love how I knew that was bullshit because it was two Nigerian dudes. Attacked him wearing MAGA hats and ski hats, yelling the N-word and the homosexual term of the F-word.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was the guy was gay in real life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but man, oh my god, that story. This is why I need to get connected with Coco again, but I don't have the time to see him.
And as we saw, he's already getting into movies and stuff.
I know he's busy with stuff, so I have a feeling it's gonna be if the new show comes back, it'll probably be with someone else, or it'll probably be every time we could, Connor can get a hold of, Coco can get a hold of me, or I can get a hold of him. But yeah, anyway, So one of the brothers gets taken off, and it is really satisfying because he's one of my favorite type of voice act. He's one of my favorite type of characters in anime where he's very calm, cool, and collective with that little twinge of crazy. But then right when
you push him right against a corner or anything, that's when you see the crazy come out.
Yeah, and it's really satisfying, but because of how overdone the voice actors playing it. So my favorite crazy is gonna be that scene in Sword Art Online 2 where Shion's friend reveals himself to be one of the Death Guns.
Oh god, that's right!
Yeah, and he's just Shina-san, I forget what her real name was, but it was Shina-san, and he starts pulling her away, and originally it was just you're my best friend and I trust you.
Oh yeah, when he got friend-zoned.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it was, what's his name, Kaneki's voice actor too, which made it all the better.
That's true! Oh my god, I forgot that was his voice actor.
It was.
Because when I watched the show, I was this sounds familiar.
I knew it was him strictly because I'm oh yeah, that bitchy crying, I know that voice from anywhere.
Now that you say that, man, I don't know how you feel about like rapey voice in Kaneki.
I don't like any form of kind. Why do you think I haven't played Nier in Japanese, no matter how good I hear it is?
I don't know. For me, I only like playing it because the first season for me was like a big enough impact when we're like, oh man, I like this show.
Yeah.
And then like afterwards, I'm like,
Yeah,
but the voice is still there.
I still haven't. Well, I didn't even try watching the second. Yeah, I still haven't picked up Re. I'm just like, yeah.
I haven't finished that either.
Yeah, me neither.
I finished the first season part of Re, but not the second part.
Yeah, I have the mangas and the movies, so I'll be fine. And the sequel's coming out this year. I think the only way I will be going to Anime Expo is if they reveal the second season, the second movie over there again.
The second movie?
Yeah. But if not, then are you serious about going to Crunchyroll Expo?
Dude, I'm told you, when they found out they're doing that Nisio Isen panel and everything, I was like, I gotta get to it.
Okay, we'll do it then.
Even though it's San Jose, I'm like, fuck, if I can get somebody to like room within a hotel and everything and split the costs,
Yeah.
that might be worth it.
Yeah, no, like I told you last time, I'm down. I just, I'll probably just skip out on AX this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna need money to help you out with the hotel, and then hotel, motel, whatever. And then of course I don't know how much it's gonna be. I doubt it's gonna be a lot to get in.
No, but it's like, I think it was like 3-day convention?
3-day?
2-day or 3-day convention, one of those.
I think it's like Saturday and Sunday. Unless it's on Friday, then it will be 3 days. But yeah, it's a fairly new convention, so it's not too crazy.
It was like started, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, like 2017 I think is when they started.
Yeah, and which I'm jealous, because that first year they had my childhood hero Adam Savage show up there as one of the guest stars. I was like, fuck, why are you so far away? And why him over there? I was like clawing myself. I was like, fuck, why do I have to? This was one of the times where I'm like, damn, now kind of wishing I was in San Francisco, because that's where Adam's from Mythbusters is based on.
Yeah, I still find it funny how like those guys actually hated each other.
Yeah.
But they both loved the craft, so they're like, fuck it, we'll get over it.
Oh yeah, what did the interview?
Yeah. But anyway, with this, so what ends up happening now is that Nagisa's older brother has gained full control of everything.
And then the other one, the one who was being a dick, got like sent to like one of the outer worlds, like in the freezing. The manager was like sent. He was assigned as a manager.
Yeah.
But in one of like the outer companies.
Yeah, like he'll bring in the money, but it's mainly like, what is it? It's mainly like sending one guy to check out the activity in Alaska, but really he's just kind of there because you don't want to see him. But he's what ends up happening is Nagisa's plan is about to go into full effect, where like his brother will try to take control of the company, but then he'll bring in a thing that will help ATEC and help him gain hand in the company too. Mm-hmm. But then we find out that the Ozoru party for like the first time has actually lost. Meaning, what was his name?
Fujibayashi?
Yeah, Fujibayashi has lost, meaning he has no power.
And that was one of the things where I was like, it's one of the things where they hinted at it, because like when they were doing when Nagisa was preparing like his company takeover and everything, you see him like talking to a bunch of executives.
Yeah.
His brother, what was his name?
Hase. It was like Hase Hisu or something. I'll look it up right now. But it was one of those names where it sounded just like the dad.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah, because like when you see the montage of like Nagisa preparing his company takeover and everything, you see a glimpse of like of him like pretty much pull out his phone, like, all right, I guess it's time to pull in a favor if anything.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned and everything, when Nagisa was getting ready to like play his trump card and everything, and finally like start his like because again.
Oh, Kazuhisa. Yeah, Kazuhisa. There we go.
Dude, this is like again, it's one of those things where like it's either you understand politics or you don't, and even if you do, you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Because Nagisa pretty much his whole goal was just to get enough people to vote to repeal the action of disbanding ATEC, and also getting pretty much getting a majority in the cabinet so that he can like finally have like more influence in the upper levels.
Yeah.
But what Kazuhisa does is he pretty much fucked up not only Nagisa, but A-Tech at the same time.
Exactly.
So, like, what he said is, like, he just killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, and Nagisa's just looking around like, wait, what about you? Are you, like, all the people that he greased palms with are just like, no.
Yeah. Because, you know why?
Why?
You know that guy that Kazuhisa talked to?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that Kazuhisa was talking to in order to make all of this possible, he was actually one of, like, the attorney generals of the government. So, like, the one below the prime minister.
Oh, so he got,
He pretty much got the Secretary of Defense on his side.
Yeah. So basically, Nagisa was like grabbing all of the pawns. He was already talking to one of the knights.
Yeah, and again, no, what he mentioned, the only reason why he had that connection is because he was actually a friend of the families for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so what Kazuhisa did, and again, holy shit, man, this is like starting to turn into like a really complicated game of chess.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, he pretty much called in the favor for him to support somebody else from the other party. And not only did the Owazores lost, which was again was the ruling party for another time as well, but he also he pretty much made Fujibayashi obsolete, because at that point he pretty much lost all backing from the union and everything, because they were pretty much going up against the attorney general.
Yeah. So at this time when they find out he lost, I think what happened, because I know something happened to the kids too at that time.
So at that point, this is when they were worried, because Nagisa just lost his trump card and everything.
Yeah.
He just lost his ace in the hole as well. But what this also meant is it pretty much more than secured A-Tech self-disband, more secured that the fact that A-Tech's gonna be disbanded for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember
So
that.
that's why they were worried, because they knew holy shit. What are we gonna do now?
Yeah, he's lost. It's gone. But yeah, I remember what was happening simultaneously. What's his name? Kaito ended up, because earlier in the show, Iris and Hanako.
Oh, and they go to the private jet.
Yeah, are in a private jet, and they meet this super. His name was Jason Lee, and he's like a super genius scientist and was the original teacher for Kaito.
Yeah.
And they were in the middle of a hostile takeover where they were going to be sent to another group of people.
Yeah.
But
pretty much they were gonna kidnap Jason Lee, and Hanako and Iris were just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
yeah, and so that gets handled, and he's rescued, and
That's where Iris gets her phobia of planes now.
Yeah, and the Kiryus have the lead scientist, but we find out that from Jason telling Kaito is, basically what the Kiryus want to do now is they want to pull away from rocket making, and they want to make weapons.
Yeah.
And we have all of these designs for weapons, and once we dismantle A-Tech, you're going to join this department, and you're going to help us weaponize the X2, the X3 engine. And it will be amazing, because this guy, he's not evil, he's just overly enthusiastic.
Yeah, he's pretty much Jason Lee, how he's mentioned the teacher of Kaito said and everything.
Yeah.
He's one of those people where as long as he gets the ability to make new discoveries and just apply his genius into work, he'll take the opportunity to pretty much get as much research as possible done.
Yeah.
And especially the fact that he knows that Kaito was his student and everything, he knew he was a prodigy, because even he did not fully understand the concept behind Kaito's rocket engines and everything. Mm-hmm. So he was not only excited that he was going to get his craft researched, but he was also getting excited over the fact that he was finally going to have access to Kaito's rocket technology and figure out how he developed it.
Yeah, and okay. Oh, we're doing good.
Oh yeah.
So what ends up happening is on the business end of things too, Kazuhisa is trying to talk Kiryu into Nagisa into just becoming an executive of the weapons system.
Yeah, he's trying to assign him to be the director of the project, because even though there's bad blood between the Shinomiya's and the Kiryus, he already acknowledges Nagisa's like business prodigy and everything. Like he acknowledges his skills. Like he's like he knows he has skill and he really wants him to be behind this project because he knows he'll make it flourish.
Yeah, like we find out later on when Kaito is talking to like the ex-head of ATEC, the old man. He tells him that at the age of 14, Nagisa really saved his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at the age of 14. He did this amazing business deal that basically saved him and the entire ATEC department before.
Mm-hmm.
But at this time of, Nagisa, like, yeah, this is when we're going to disband it and we want you to join this.
Mm-hmm.
We see Nagisa typing a document that says, the new proposal from keeping ATEC.
Yeah.
And that's when all the cogs start turning into place.
And this is when it gets to my favorite scene in the whole show. Oh my god, man! And the whole reason why I fell in love with this show as well.
I know the random clip you clicked on YouTube.
Yep. So after this, Nagisa goes back to ATEC defeated and everything, and that's when he meets up with Mizuki,
Yeah.
who's working on the X3 engine because she's a mechanical engineer. Because she's the one who's in charge of building the components and then putting them together and stuff.
Yeah.
And so Nagisa comes in there, and pretty much is trying to play it cruel and everything as well. He's trying to pull it off he's ATEC's gonna be disbanded, right? She's like,
yeah. So before we continue with that, remember there's that scene between him and Kaito where he's Well, he's like, when I first came in, you looked at me as a villain, and that's what I am. And he's all and Kaito straight out tells him, I know you long enough now that I know that's not what you are. If you want to be a villain, then follow your own goddamn philosophy.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to do with Mizuki.
Yeah. Trying to follow his philosophy. I'm glad you put that up because I forgot he had that spiel with him.
Yeah, that straight out flew into my head when you were saying, yeah, he was acting cruel. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened.
But yeah, and he was telling him why are you still working? He's like, why are you still working hard even though you know the ATEC's doomed already?
Yeah.
And she says because that's the only thing she knows how to do and that's her passion and everything. And this is the first time in the whole series where you actually see Nagisa break down in front of Mizuki.
Yeah.
Because he seems he's immediately he starts he gets frustrated to the point where he starts tearing up. He's saying this is all my fault. You guys were collateral for my big plan of revenge and look what it's gotten to you now.
Yeah.
So he's crying and everything and
That's when the ship set sail, baby. No, but one of the things that I like is she's working on an engine, and as a son of a mechanic, I know that the hands can get mighty dirty when that happens.
which is why she had to go. This thing is I was thinking why did you have the common sense to take off her gloves when she was wiping up her tears?
It's just she wipes her tears with her thumb, and then you see a little smear of grease on his face, and it's oh no!
Tries to clean it up, and it just makes his face more greasy. And she even ruins his shirt as well. Cause no, it's looks like I ruined your shirt as well.
Yeah, I'm all things are getting mild, bit racist if that grease is any darker. I'm joking.
This was such a good scene because you just see him after greases him up pretty much.
Yeah, and he hugs her and she hugs him and you just see her gloves hug the back of his white business shirt and I'm take off the gloves, god damn it. But the cute thing is he hugs her. And then when they pull away, you see that now one side of her face is smudged in grease.
I know, they're both pretty much covered in grease and everything. And that's kind of where Nagisa just pretty much admits he's thankful for Mizuki's support and everything, and the fact that even though she fucked up, they're still willing to continue fighting and everything, and that's when they kiss.
Yeah. Ship won. But then around the same time, we see during the test flight, Iris gets caught in a horrific accident because we know that there's a flashback of her standing over the dead body of one of the last surviving Shinomiyas.
Shinomiyas, yeah.
Shinomiyas. And he's saying we have to protect Nagisa with our lives.
Ooh, and that's when after once she got caught in the accident, that's when she regains her memories of what happened that night.
Yeah, exactly. And we find out that so that crying little girl actually was not her. That was That was Nagisa Kiryu, who was a stand-in body double who is not related to anyone in that company. He was just like some stand-in kid they got.
Standing kid, and his family's actually the ones who served the Shinomiyas.
Mm-hmm.
So it was revealed that he's the current Nagisa, the business guy.
Yeah.
He's actually just like he's actually just a protector of the real Nagisa, which is Iris all along.
Yeah. Which the full name is Nagisa Shinomiya.
And then here's the scene again. Only because I like watching it, I have this saved.
Oh, yeah.
2 minutes.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, no, that scene was longer than 2 minutes, so they got to the video.
Yeah.
こっちも考えないとね。何が
I need to get a capture card so we can start putting this stuff in the video.
I know.
よくやったね。惜しかったね。
Okay, why not take off the gloves?
Take off the gloves.
Dude, her reaction almost ruined the scene for me. That bird. I was like, what the fuck?
What did you do?
作業中だったのすっかり忘れてた。
Again, take off the gloves before you wipe the goose off.
I know.
ごめん、渚君。渚君。
This was worth waiting 10 episodes for.
Right?
Dude, but Iris' run though.
I know.
The way she runs away. That run though.
I know, with the arms just like chopping, doing that backpack boy.
I know.
あがこうよ、渚君。私はあなたが何をすればいいのかなんて言えない。だって私は
なんでクイズなんだよ。
でも一緒にあがこうよ、渚君。せめて今月末まではさ。
Oh shit, that was the last month. That was the last month for A-Tech.
Yeah.
Mind you, that her brother was watching this the whole time.
Yeah. Well, which I really do, like that he has that older, protect the whole system mentality. But yeah, so we find out that Iris is actually the last surviving member of the Shinomiya, and this
She's the
was-
real Slim Shady.
yeah, she's the real Slim Shady. And we know that when they were little, they were best friends, and it was one of those like let me protect you now. So what ends up happening is Nagisa Kiryu is on his way home, but then he gets stabbed on the back by his second oldest brother.
Literally.
Literally flat out stabbed in the back.
And kidnapped.
Yeah,
Once more.
Yeah, and kidnapped. Chloroform is good, but I guess bleeding out and knocking them out in the process is a good idea too. But yeah, he gets kidnapped, and the last 2 episodes are basically them trying to rescue him. And man, I just love the entire process of that. Is them like following the van, using other security cameras.
All while trying to plan out the presentation to go off without a hitch.
Yeah.
Because while they were planning to do all the rescue as well, pretty much it was going to be closing up to the deadline for them to do their monthly reports, and pretty much their final shot of preventing A-Tech from getting shut down if anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they had to pretty much finish the last X3 engine, do their presentation while planning to rescue their chief if anything.
Yeah, and so they initially go and they try to find because they're like, oh, we found one of the warehouses. They go but find out it's completely just empty, and turns out they were there, but then they left, and we know that they went to that mining facility, right?
Yeah, one of the mining facilities, because they got a hint that somebody over there could help them.
Yeah. So they ended up getting one of the original rocket car, but fixing it up with the X2 engines.
X3.
Uh,
Oh wait, for the one that they used to for Nagisa?
yeah.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So it was the X2 engines.
Which I thought was ridiculous. I'm like, oh sure, let's just get like a civilian vehicle and put experimental engines on them.
Yeah.
It's like, why not?
Yeah, but again, the whole idea was like to get rid of him. So even if there was like an accident, it would have been like a win-win for them.
I know. I'm just like, if anything, you can tell like the older brother, the second oldest brother, which is out of his mind, because like that shit could have just flopped and killed them all right there.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. It's like, bro, how are you sure this is gonna last? How are you sure this is even gonna take off without killing you as well?
Yeah, like Jim. Well, again, given they made sure it was far enough, but we don't know how powerful those X2 reactors are. What if it was like half of a nuclear explosion? Or is 3 nuclear explosions?
Well, let me shut that off. Go for it.
There's someone saying, yeah, opinion is shit. But yeah, so what ends up happening though is they're giving the presentation about the X3 engine, and Mizuki and Iris have a heart-to-heart that basically gets Iris past her phobia of flying.
Mm-hmm. Well, at first trying to control it, yeah. Because remember, this girl's now afraid to pilot that shit.
Yeah, it's just that the idea of debris flying around her really like freaks her out.
Oh yeah, when she starts hallucinating the asteroids when they're really not there.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, dude, what kind of trip are you into, man?
Yeah, you're swerving. Don't swerve. She ends up, but they end up going together, and they're trying to catch up to, you know what? Explain it. I gotta bring something up.
Oh, the rocket.
Not just the rocket, but like explain how they were able to how they tried to stop the launch with the miner workers. You remember that part?
Yep. Okay. So pretty much the whole idea was to rescue Nagisa before he got launched into space. So what happened is that pretty much the miner workers that they contacted earlier, yeah, those guys were supporters of the Shinomiyas. And so what they did is when they found out where they were hiding Nagisa, they pretty much just showed up there with like one of those like wrecking drones, you know, the ones that look like the ones from Aliens.
Flat out.
Flat out the ones.
I was just waiting for like, come on, photo. I hate you. This is the X2, by the way, and I hate it.
You're buying the same. You've been buying the same phone for the past 5 years, just with a different name, Danny.
I know. But look, the home button's on this side, and now you accidentally take photos when you try to. Oh god, I hate this phone. Anyway,
still see no jack.
Huh?
I see no.
There's
jack.
no. Of course, there's no jack. I have to completely rely on my goddamn headless headphones.
I mean, I'd hope they'd be headless.
Yeah, there's only a head on them. But yeah, I couldn't help but just keep thinking about this scene. Oh, oops. Hold up. There's a load of difference now.
Her name was Newt, right?
Yeah, Newt.
The power lifters from Aliens. Not gonna lie, that's what I thought too when he came bursting in with the mining equipment.
I was waiting for the guy to say this iconic line.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Get away from him, you bitch!
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for that, but yeah, no, they just end up like basically killing a bunch of dudes.
Yeah,
and like
starting an uproar pretty much.
Yeah, starting an uproar, punching his way, but sadly the powerlifter was not able to get to it in time. So
they tried to abort. They tried to take control of the control room and aborting the launch. But then that's when Hattori, because Hattori was one of the ones joining them.
Yeah.
But she gets shot by the brother.
Oh my god, yeah. Dude, there's actual violence in this show.
And too much, so much drama and like just nail biting scenes that just kept me like, no, they couldn't rescue him.
Yeah. Let's also put this into perspective that this is not even the first time Hattori got shot.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, she gets shot during the jet hijacking too.
I just realized that Jason Lee's so close to being Jet Li.
Yeah, Jason Lee. I like the actual Jason Lee, the skateboarder who was trapped in the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
Oh shit, dude. No, when I heard the name, I was thinking of my high school buddy from tennis.
You knew an actual Jason Lee?
Yeah, but like not Lee. He's Korean.
Oh, L.E. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's what this Jason Lee was. It was L.E. too.
I thought it was Li, because I thought he was from China.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, no, I could have. Oh, L.E. Sorry, yeah, you're right, L.I. That's what I meant. Why did I say E? Anyway,
That Spanish eye.
I know. That Latino blood. I may be super white, but that Latino blood is still in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean whitewashed. I am as brown as a goddamn. I don't know what I'm going with this. As half of the cast in Aida, because that was done by a Mexican director.
Did not know that until now.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, that's right.
Spy Kids, Machete.
That's true. That's true.
Mariachi movies. Oh my god.
That's true. My friend did mention that. It just went over my head.
Yeah, that's like for no reason you have a British robot with the Mayan calendar on his back. Okay, we'll talk about that next week. There's a lot to go through with that movie.
No, yeah, that's true.
I'm all like, oh, that's how you can tell this is a Latino director. Also the fact that, like, you know, Aida herself is a Latino actress.
Yep.
But yeah, so they couldn't get to him in time, and the powerlifter wasn't able to climb up like the elevator that it was on.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is completely up to Iris and Mizuki to go and capture him. And the whole time in the meeting, they're like, yes, so Kaito's trying to give the presentation of like, now we're going to like sell you the X3 engine. And it's like, hey, we already disbanded you. Like, this isn't going to work at all. So they're showing them a demonstration of them saving
Nagisa.
Yeah, Nagisa.
Well, under the pretense that this was a planned exercise of anything.
Yeah.
Because remember, nobody knows that Nagisa got kidnapped by the brother or anything because Kazuhisa did a great job of hiding the fact of what happened there.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like we mentioned earlier, the Kazuhisas already had a team ready to pick up the debris for when the ship crashed.
Yep.
But not worry about the brother inside. It's just like, just make sure you collect all the pieces of the engine. That is all we need.
Yep.
Leave the body in space, damn it. But yeah, so they end up rescuing him, you know, with boarding methods by like docking into the ship.
Even though Iris almost fucked it up.
Oh yeah.
Remember when she like scraped off the tail fin? Luckily it was just a tail fin, which doesn't make, which by the way, if you scrape off a tail fin in space, that's fine. There's no air to even use a tail fin for.
Yeah.
Everything like the wings and everything, that's what I kind of liked about the show, that little detail, is that the wings and the tail fin are only used for when you re-enter into space, into like a Martian atmosphere or Earth atmosphere and just use it to land.
Yeah.
Like the space shuttle.
they actually can. But they do have God, can you imagine if someone builds a spaceship that has none of those? So when it lands, it just spins around like a wild ball. I want to make the first spherical spaceship and have it end horribly.
Apparently, my friend, you have not heard of aerodynamics.
No. Why do you not want it to have any fins? Because I want it to be a clean, smooth ball, and the fins make it look stupid. Yeah, see, this is why I think God made me mathematically challenged. He doesn't want me going into high science environments. But yeah, they end up rescuing him and is like, so you guys don't want the X2. Okay, well guess what? We all resign. All of A-Tech resign, even Nagisa Kiryu resigns.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna make our own company.
Oh, but remember, before that scene and everything, that's when like Hades came in and hugged Nagisa, and that's when he revealed that like, I was like, I'm glad you were, when she revealed to him that she regained her memories.
Yeah, I know, that scene was so cute, and that's why I feel bad for thinking that I want her to win.
Oh really? You wanted Nagisa to win Nagisa.
There was more! I wanted masturbation. Anyway, yes, I did want Nagisa to win Nagisa because, god damn it, they had more. I'm not saying Mizuki and him didn't have any, but they had more history together.
Danny, I'm kind of curious, but are you displacing your feelings for what happened in Nisekoi?
Yes! God damn it!
You want the childhood friend to win this time?
No. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No.
Remember, she's his childhood friend.
And she was the actual girl that he made the promise with. But no, I was all for Chitoge just because I hated the Onodera, like, Master Race people.
Onodera Master Race?
I'm like, yeah, fuck you guys. Like, everyone I met from that group are dicks.
Dude, I was like all the way 100% with Mizuki and Nagisa. I was like, no, those two belong to each other, especially like all the effort she made to like, talk to him and like just that slow romantic development. I was like, those two need to get together.
Yeah, which is why it was so funny that when, they're like, yeah, we're joining our own company and you guys keep the X2, the X3 engine, but we have the brainchild, so we could build something that will automatically outdate it within the next 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all celebrating, and I love when Mizuki hugs Nagisa, and you just see Iris like throw a bottle at her head, saying, "Haven't you heard like don't you know blah blah?" And then they just start fighting, and it's so like, "Hey, if you want my sister, you better not be a two-time."
I know, man, dude. Oh my god, and that open ending, man, holy shit. Because the way the show ends and everything, and then I think we'll probably wrap it up soon.
Mm-hmm.
The way the whole show ends is like, yes, they're pretty much going to develop their own company, but if you guys are thinking like, what the fuck, so that's it, they find money magically somehow? Nagisa's actually one step ahead of his brother because the fee that they were showing to the company was actually a live fee to showing to other companies worldwide.
Yeah, and they had pulled in like 60 billion yen in
investments.
Yeah,
in investments because you get. It was crazy, like you were gonna say right now. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
But yeah, it was crazy because like all of a sudden you start getting Sera Kaito starts getting all these calls from like companies saying like they want to invest in the new rocket after seeing the performance and everything. And then oh my god, this is like pretty much like the best clapback that Nagisa did to Kazuhisa. Because like Kazuhisa's trying to he's trying to put a poor rain on their parade, but says like yeah, but like I still remember the X3 is company property, so you don't have the rights to it as well. Yeah. And that's when Nagisa's like, brother, stop being a sore loser and everything. We don't get. The whole rocket was not the whole goal. The fact that we have Kaito Sera is pretty much more than enough. The fact to get us through to get our company more than started.
Yeah. Exactly. So it meant like, yeah, you guys can have the X3 and make your weapon things, but sooner or later we will eventually overshadow you, given we now have everything you wanted. Mm-hmm. Except for the crazy guy who wanted to build weapons, but
Jason Lee.
Yeah.
Dude, it was funny though, because throughout the whole presentation, Jason was the only one, like, the only one who was, like, really excited throughout the whole thing. It was like, yeah, that's my Sera! Look what he made!
Yeah, I cannot wait to hook this thing up to my weapons! And it wasn't even, like, evil, it was, like, genuine, like, oh my god, can you imagine how badass it would be if we type in the X3 engines on my weapons? Oh, that would be so cool!
Dude, literally, Jason's not evil, he's just like you've mentioned, he's just too enthusiastic.
Yeah, he's way too enthusiastic. He's like a kid in a candy store. But
weaponized candy store.
Yeah, but at the end we see that they're getting by pretty good, and Iris, Nagisa and Mizuki are now fighting over Nagisa. Yeah, a best friendship that. The whole thing was like, yeah, I only joined ATEC because Mizuki told me she was joining. It's now like
a best friendship that started as Yuri and it was splitting off and turning into a best girl wars.
Yeah, which I mean, let's face it, Mizuki won. There's no point in having that because Mizuki already won.
Yeah, but if anything, I feel like the only reason why why people would fight is just because again, Nagisa and like he who has no name. Now that we know he's not Nagisa.
Yeah.
He who has no name. What was the family? I only know the family name, but even then I forgot that as well.
I know.
But yeah, the only fact that they were childhood friends, if anything, that's probably like the only thing people have to hope for. But again, Mizuki for me all the way with Nagisa, that was my best way for it to end it.
Mm-hmm. And then, sorry, man. I'm still kind of sick.
No, you're good, man. And then, that ending wanted me. That ending, when they ended the show, really wanted me to like see more of what was gonna happen.
Yeah, and it really did flat out end with the promise of more to come. Like we would like to see the two girls fight over him because given that would be really funny. But we also have a mysterious phone call from Asumizu, who is I think it was Yasumizu,
Oh yeah.
who was the father of the Kiryus. And we just see like the oldest son pick up the phone, hang up, and be like, "No, father, it's not your time to step in yet." Meaning, like, there was going to be something really big that was going to happen, but 2015 was also summer of 2015, if I remember correctly, was also a really bad year for smaller anime like this. So this also got kicked under the rug.
Oh, dude! I think for me, one of my biggest regrets of what didn't happen that shows that Hanako and Sarah didn't get together.
I was waiting for that to happen because that show flat out had like "it's gonna happen" like a big neon sign.
And then like especially since they became drinking buddies as well. Like they started talking with each other about like all their stresses and everything. Like
Yeah, that was super adorable.
I know.
And how again she kept giving him shit for not. Okay, first of all, he was 23. He's younger than me. He's 23 and he's getting shit for never having a girlfriend or not having a girlfriend. And I'm like, dude, he's 23. I'm 2 years older than him, and it's like it happens. And I even like how at one point he says, "There's a difference between never having a girlfriend ever and not having a girlfriend now."
I know, right?
But yeah,
Nice words from the man himself.
right? And I would have really liked to see that span out. And I don't know, maybe someday down the future we'll get some form of continuation. Again, make it into a manga. I don't fucking care if it's an anime. I just want to see some form of continuation of it.
I don't know. I mean, the manga that they made could have been a continuation of what happened at the end. I haven't checked it out.
I wonder if it got printed here. I'll take a look at it too. Not that I'll buy it, but just to see if it will skim over it.
Dude, I'm buying it. I mean, it's just like 9 chapters.
Oh, that's true.
It's only 9 chapters.
9 chapters. That could be like just one manga or like 2 mangas maybe if they want to split it.
It's 2 volumes. It said right there. 2 volumes, 9 chapters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then that should be fine. But yeah, so anyway, let's get down to what Lewis liked about this show.
Oh, the ending.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were gonna troll me at first because like I trolled you last time.
Nah, I'm not.
No.
I'm not gonna do that unless we unless the show doesn't have an ending.
Okay.
So be ready for that next week.
Ooh. Oh shit, that's true.
Yeah, though the movie does technically have an ending song, but I'm just gonna be too busy rocking out to it, so that's not gonna be a good idea.
Yeah, you're just gonna troll yourself.
Yeah, you'll be trying to give your reason for liking it, but I'm just gonna be like, I'm not listening to you because damn, this song is awesome.
It's a banger.
Yeah, is that a thing? Okay, while you're giving, I need to look up what that abbreviation he did was. Where it was like brilliant audio to rock out to, and it's just like, what does that stand for? A banger! Okay. Go!
Oh man. Again, one of these series I picked up at random and everything. Not really sure what I was gonna get of anything, but that first episode pretty much had me hooked from because I was like, oh okay, interesting way to get things started.
Yeah.
And it slowed down for quite a while.
Oh yeah, it did.
It did slow down for quite a while, but for me, I found it like, for me, I just found it curious to like figure out like, okay, what's going on behind the scenes, because I know they're talking about the school, but like there's something big at play that I just want to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Because like they're just hinting so many things as well. So here we go.
There's a shot like that almost in almost every ending when they focus on 3 girls.
Yep.
There's always that shot.
Especially the potential Yuri couple.
Yeah.
But oh man. Continuing the show onwards, like once it got to the point where it started to pick up, I found it hard for me to like put this show down. Like I had to spend like I watched the show at times where I was supposed to sleep early so I could wake up early the next morning for class.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I can't stop here now. It's like there's so much to go. There's so much writing on this left.
Yeah, that was me when I was catching up to Shield Hero. I'm like, I don't work like at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, I forgot this isn't a full opening. The full opening's not here. And I don't like Nightcore.
I know. But for me, watching the show, it definitely takes a lot of brain power just to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
But once you put all the pieces together and everything comes towards the end, it all makes sense. Like nothing seems too outlandish or too far out there where it's like, okay, this is kind of BS that this is happening. Like they kind of, more or less, if anything, they provide you an explanation of why this worked out, or like why this happened, or why this is important. And then for me, again, going back to like that random YouTube video, the thing that got me hooked on it was the romance.
Yeah.
And for me, I told you, it was one of those romances where like it's kind of like one of those telenovela romances where like, you know, it pretty much is. Where like, you know, for like the majority of the season, like they're kind of like just bickering at each other, and then all of a sudden it's like they're noticing each other like, oh shit, you're perfect for each other.
Yeah. Just need to stop walking for like 5 minutes without nothing. God, see, that's the good thing about the fact that we're both from Latino bloodline, because anyone else probably would be like, I don't get that. Because, you know, we grew up with watching stuff like that because of our parents. So.
But yeah, they show exactly had like that exact vibe, like the exact chemistry for like that telenovelas use whenever they develop romances between characters.
Yep.
Especially, you know what the funny part is? Especially the fact that like you start off with like this initial couple that people think like, oh, they look cute together, and by this I'm referring to Iris and Mizuki.
Yeah.
And then later on, somebody gets introduced into the mix that separates the mainstay couple and creates a conflict.
Yeah. Luckily, there wasn't an actual conflict made until like the very ending of the series.
Yeah.
Because I think if they were to introduce that aspect in the middle of the series, it would have hurt the bigger picture that was going on.
Yeah, it would have been. People would have been too focused on what was going on in the school life and not enough for like what happened in the background of anything.
Yeah.
Which again, given like if anything, thinking about this whole show, it was really ambitious of them to like try to balance a slice of life for like what was happening in the background.
Yeah.
Because it is for like lack of a better word, it is to a certain extent a slice of life.
Yeah, it is. Anything else?
And technical aspects and everything, I felt like I was learning some new concepts. Definitely learned more things about politics and how businesses work, that's for sure.
Yep.
And again, left me craving for more, which is why I'm gonna buy the book series.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, so with me, I told them like it took me a while to get behind the show because I couldn't really get behind a lot of characters in here. To me, not a lot of the characters felt fleshed out until the very ending, but even then, there was still a huge chunk of people. Oh, okay. There was still a huge chunk of people who felt very underdeveloped, and they were just there to fill out a specific role. But again, as a person who failed political science, I did find myself getting really into the politics and business. So if anyone's like a business major, I really gotta figure out. Have you heard anything from Ben?
No.
I gotta try to figure out what happened to him. But yeah, because Ben is like I think he's like an accounting major or a business major.
One of those.
One of those. He's this is definitely your kind of show, and it might maybe out there there'll be like a business major like, yeah, this is all bullshit.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, we need the political business version of Dr. Hope. I did enjoy all the political stuff going on, and I did enjoy the romance when there was the romance there. This show, if you're like me and this show doesn't get you, just give it a bit more. If you're really not into it, then I'm not going to force you to watch it, but really, by episode 10, there should be no reason that you shouldn't at least be interested in what's going on. Mm-hmm. Because with me, I was only interested by maybe 7, but it was when 10, when like the whole hostile takeover was going on, that I got really into it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this definitely is not going to be a 2 butting heads review because the show's kind of awesome. I would very much recommend this, and I can see definitely why people do like it.
And why it's like something that got under the radar as well.
I know, it's again, that's kind of what Animazing also turned into. It's one of those, hey, did you hear about this show? No? The fuck's wrong with you?
Because like finding like these random ass shows, especially me on my part, I'm just finding these random shows from like YouTube recommendations. Like I just like, it just shows me like scenes or anything, and I'm like, oh, that's That's nice. From which show is this?
When I posted the ending, when I searched up the ending, that kissing was there, and that was posted like a year ago.
Yep.
Now, given that could be that's probably the end of 2017, so that meant that scene barely got posted like 2 years later. Like, someone found that scene and was like, holy shit, I gotta put this on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, definitely check this show out. And next week,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, next week, God damn it, but this is a banger, sorry. We're gonna get sued one day. Like, we're gonna get big enough, we'll probably get big enough, but then immediately get a cease and desist and all from Giga. Like, they keep using my videos and not giving me fucking credit for using it.
Dude, that's gonna be me with Dr. Hope if we ever talk about anything regarding like biology.
Well, that sells literally every 10 minutes or 15 minutes of the Cells at Work review, it's a mention of Dr. Hope's videos. So yeah, Hope like the shit out of us. But yeah, tune in next week because have we done this before?
What?
Have we done a live action anything?
I don't believe so.
No.
We've done films, animated films, but not a live action.
Mm-mm. And we've done a cartoon, so we have that one non-anime thing.
Oh yeah, Symbiotic Titan.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have a review for
Then I'm not complete.
James Cameron's and
Human person.
Robert Rodriguez's sadly underrated film right now, Alita Battle Angel, which is being hated on with critics and is
Despite the fact that the audience is giving really good reviews.
oh dude, it's like a 90. It's like a 93 for the audience and like a 59 for the critics.
Exactly, dude. Which is like the perplexing.
Yeah, I just want that one critic to give it a good review so it can go up to a 60 and it will get a certified fresh. But it's literally 1 point away, so it's a rotten. And that's what really sucks about the movie. But yeah, we're gonna talk about a movie that was one of the biggest memes of December 2017 and now went on to become one of the bigger sort of controversies of 2019.
Dude, I know that movie is getting memed on a lot.
Yeah. Well, I remember someone cut the trailer for the very first announcement of Alita Battle Angel. Someone made the trailer and they're like, okay, here's Alita Battle Angel if all the characters look like their counterpart, and they just stretched out Christoph Waltz's face because the character in that has a very long banana-like face.
Oh.
I can't find the video now once I pull that up, but yeah, it's they made the main love interest in the movie, his head look extra round and his eyes bigger. But yeah, it got memed out. But we're gonna talk about Alita Battle Angel and maybe we liked it. Well, no, did you like it?
I surprisingly liked it.
Okay, good.
When I was going in there, I was not sure what to expect. I was thinking okay, so live action watching it here. Not really sure what to expect of anything, but I'm not really I don't have high hopes nor low hopes either for it.
Oh yeah, me neither. I just wanted to see some cool action, and I saw it a few days before it came out, and I was like, okay, I really like this movie, but is it because I saw it before anyone else and I'm taken up in the hype? Oh, I don't know. But I saw the movie yesterday, so I liked it, and we'll go into more detail on why we liked it. Maybe some problems we had with it, but mainly there's a lot to go in on this movie and see what they did right, how they did it, and why this worked and not a lot of films worked. I'm looking at you, Death Note, even though I kind of have a guilty pleasure with that Death Note movie. But anyway, I'm Danny.
I'm a Squatcha.
And we'll see you next time.